Assalamualaikum. I am Dr. Sugita Ame from Department of Pediatrics, Independent University Hospital. Today's topic of discussion is brain abscesses. First, we will discuss the case scenario. A 9 years old girl presents with a history of persistent fever and headache. There is an intermittent temperature elevation of about 101 degree Fahrenheit. There is a history of vomiting and frequent otitis media and sinusitis. On examination, she is lethargic with a temperature of 100 degree Fahrenheit, heart rate of 10 per minute and blood pressure of 100 by 60. There is also knuckle rigidity and frontal sinus tenderness. CT scan of brain shows a ring enhancing lesion. Now we will discuss the topic. Brain abscess is basically a collection of pus enclosed in the brain tissue which is caused by some bacteria or the fungal. Brain abscesses usually involve the cerebral cortex, which is due to the inflammation and collection of the infected material, infection of paranasal sinuses, infection of the mastoid air cells of the temporal bone, epidural abscesses, and some of the abscesses that came from the lungs, heart, and the kidneys. These are the infectious sources for the brain tissues. Infection may be introduced to a skull, like patient is having some trauma or the surgical procedure, and brain abscesses are usually associated with congenital heart diseases, particularly the patients having cyanotic heart diseases like tetralogy of Fallot. It may occur at any age group, but it is more frequent in the third decade of life. But maximum incidence is seen in 4 to 8 years old child in pediatric population. Brain abscess is defined as purulence and inflammation in one or more localized region within the brain parenchyma. Causes and the risk factor: a compromised immune system, the patient is having HIV or AIDS, patient is having cancer or some of the chronic illness, the patients with congenital heart diseases, any type of major head injury or fractures of the skull, patients with meningitis, patient taking immunosuppressive drugs, chemotherapy, there is a history of chronic sinuses or middle ear infections. Symptomatology for brain abscess depends upon, it may be slowly developing or maybe rapidly developing. It takes about a period of 2 weeks, and in some of the cases it develops suddenly. It may include confusion, decreased responsiveness, drowsiness, inattention, irritability, decreased movement, decreased sensation, aphasia, fever and chills, headache, language difficulties, loss of coordination, loss of muscle function, typically on one side. In few of the cases it is localized and few of the cases it is generalized. It involves the seizures, stiffness of the neck, visual problems and vomiting. Diagnostic evaluation for the brain abscess: we will go for the brain and nervous tissue examination, which shows the signs of increased intracranial pressure. Test for the diagnosis of brain abscess includes blood culture, chest X-ray, complete blood count, CT scan of the head, EEG, MRI of the brain, testing of the presence of antibodies to the organism such as toxoplasma. A needle biopsy is required in few of the cases to know the infections. Treatment for brain abscess: it is basically a medical emergency because the pressure inside the skull is a life-threatening situation, and immediately hospitalize the patient, and patient need life support. Medication, not surgery, is recommended if the patient is having several abscesses, that there is a multiple abscesses involved in different areas of the brain, or when there is a small abscess less than 2 centimeter in size, a abscess that is deep-seated in the brain, or abscess is associated with meningitis, or shunt in the brain for hydrocephalus, toxoplasma gondii infection in persons having HIV. Antibiotics will be prescribed. Antibiotics that work against the number of different bacteria, that is broad-spectrum antibiotics, are usually given. Antifungal medication may also be prescribed if the infection is likely caused by a fungus. Immediate treatment may be needed if an abscess is entering the brain tissue by pressure effects, Large abscesses with a large amount of swelling around their leading to the raised intracranial pressure. Surgery is needed if there is increased intracranial pressure. If there is a brain abscess, does not get smaller after medication. Brain abscess contains some gaseous shadows. The brain abscess might break open. Surgery consists of opening the skull, exposing the brain tissue and drain the abscess. Laboratory tests are often done to examine the fluid. This can help identify the cause of infection, and more appropriate antibiotic and antifungal drugs are prescribed according to culture and sensitivity. Surgical procedure depend on the size and depth of the abscess. The entire abscess may be removed if it is near the surface and enclosed in a sac. Needle aspiration, CT and MRI guided may be done in cases of deep abscesses. Certain diuretics and steroids may be required to reduce the swelling of the brain. Prognosis: if untreated brain abscess is associated with highest mortality and morbidity. Death rate is about 10 to 30%. The earlier treatment is received, then better is the outcome. Some patients may have long-term neurological problems after surgery, depending upon the lesion and the extent the lesion damage the brain tissues. Complications associated with brain abscess includes brain damage, meningitis that is severe and life-threatening, recurrence of infections and seizures. Nursing management intervention is very important in the management of brain abscess. Nursing intervention should support the medical treatment and patient teaching that address the neurological procedures. Patients and family advised about the neurological deficit. If there is hemiparesis, seizures, visual deficit or any sort of a cranial nerve palsy, frequent assessment of cranial nerve function, sensory motor deficits or any speech deficit. Look for the signs of raised intracranial pressure, vomiting, abnormal response of the pupils and depressed respiration. The nursing assessment, the family ability to express their distress at the patient's condition and cope with the patient illness and obtain the score. Always provide safety measures.